estimates that $1.2 billion in aid will be needed for Gaza and the West Bank from now until the end of the year.
And to shed more light on the importance of this conference, we are joined over the phone by Ambassador Sou'ad Shalaby, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good afternoon, Ambassador Sou'ad.
Good afternoon.
So first, let's start with the significance of holding this conference in Paris on Thursday with the attendance of 80 countries and international organizations.
Yes, this is a very important initiative from President Macron, President of France. He has done this conference, called for this conference to appeal to Israel to stop the hostilities and to have a ceasefire, even oppose for ceasefire that is limited in order to pass the humanitarian aid. As you know, the humanitarian aid is not regularly going through to Palestinians while they are suffering from the hostilities. So there has to be a humanitarian corridor or a humanitarian pause of hostilities so that the humanitarian aid can reach the civilians who are suffering in Gaza.
And how do you see the keenness of 80 countries and international organizations to attend this conference? Do you believe that there is a slight change in the international community's stance towards what's going on in Gaza?
Well, actually, there are only 50 countries who have
Attended.
Some of them do not, of course,
Yes.
agree to the call of Macron. They want the fighting to continue, but actually the 80 representatives, the 50 countries, and the 30 international organizations have appealed for Israel to protect civilians and to stop the fighting, because fighting terrorism can never be carried out without rules. There has to be rules. Israel is claiming that it is self-defense, but this is not self-defense. The war is between Hamas and Israel, but those who are paying the price are the civilians. And the humanitarian pause that Macron is requesting in order to pass the humanitarian aid, that is food and water and fuel and medical supplies. So all this have to be respected in order to be able to pass through, or else the fight will continue without stop, and humanitarian disaster will continue, and there will be terrible consequences to Palestinians.
So how do you read the speech by His Excellency Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry in today's conference?
Well, the conference in itself is a good initiative, and it has asked other countries to increase the humanitarian aid.
Yes.
And of course, Egypt is one of the countries that has been asking for more aid to be passing through Rafah borders. And Minister Shoukry has also highlighted this in his statement when he asked for more trucks to be delivered to Gaza and to open more facilities and not to block the aid that is coming by some security measures or by measures that are not giving the right to the humanitarian agencies to deliver the aid. So he has stated in his statement that
yes.
the delay in delivering is adding to the deterioration of the situation in Gaza. And he also said that Egypt is sending much more aid than any other country, and there is, of course, until now only 623 trucks that have passed through, while before that it used to have daily 500. This is a very, very limited number of convoys. Of course, the food that have passed is 5,000 tons of food and 1,700 tons of medicines, and of course water. It has been delivering 1 million liters of water until now. There has to be more aid going through. There has to be, the fuel is needed, and also the financial support. France has increased its financial support by 80 million euros, humanitarian aid. Also, Germany increased by 20 million euros, and it became 71 million what is Germany giving. EU has quadrupled the aid to Palestinians, but in order to reach the Palestinians who are dying and who need aid, it's really difficult now. Even Cyprus, the president of Cyprus was attending, and he requested to send the aid through the port, Larnaca port, by ship, and it will be, of course, much faster and of course, it will help a lot the situation, the deteriorating situation of the Palestinians who are displaced and who are in need of food and water and fuel.
Yes, Ambassador Sou'ad. Also, the UNRWA chief Philip Lazzarini said that he was concerned about the spillover risk of the situation in Gaza, adding that the West Bank is boiling. How do you read his statement?
Yes, of course, the West Bank is also in need of humanitarian aid, and nobody is focusing on it because of the Gaza. All the sites, of course, are on Gaza, but of course, it is every day we hear about the killings and the displacement and the increase in the settlements in the West Bank, taking advantage that all the world is focusing on Gaza. This is not fair, and it has to be focused on also. And I heard the statement of Blinken, the State Secretary and Secretary of State of the United States. He has said that there has to be measures of security and freedom of opportunity and dignity for both Gaza and the West Bank, because he's asking for a two-state solution. And that is what also Minister of Foreign Affairs Shukri has requested, that we look at the solution at the end. There has to be a two-state solution. There has to be a respect to the Palestinians and to their dignity, and not to displace them by force to other countries. The solution to the Palestinian crisis is never going to be by force displacement of Palestinians. It has to be to set the conditions and for them to live peacefully side by side, and to have a Palestinian state to have which requests sustainable peace, and to stop the war and to look for the future of the Palestinians who are suffering in Gaza.
Ambassador Sou'ad Shalaby, former Assistant Foreign Minister, thank you for being with us, and your viewers, short break and we'll be back.
موطني موطني الجلال